The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it's Saturday, and you know what that means. It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, United States Postal Service, UPS, FedEx, and of course that old outlaw, Waylon Jennings. We also wrap it up into a ball with all the news of the week, all the action figure news of the week, and we do call it weekly purchases. And we always start weekly purchases off with a little recap of the week that was on the channel here and a little bit of housekeeping notes as well. So we also got a giveaway announcement in this very video, so stay tuned for that here shortly. But this week, a big week, possibly the biggest week on the channel we've ever had. As you guys saw the last couple of weeks, tons and tons of stuff has come through the door, so I've been getting after it. 3 videos every single day. A couple days this week we did 4 videos just to kind of stay on track. There's so much stuff. I think I have enough videos in the can to take us another couple of weeks on the channel. As always, Patreon, link in the description below. You can get all these videos right away. You don't have to wait weeks for some of these videos. You can get right after them. You get bonus content, Q&A content, all that kind of stuff. And best of all, you do support the channel, as I always say. But this week on the channel, I'll try to run through it pretty quick. We did AEW Unmatched Series 5. AEW Unmatched Series 5, hopefully that you guys enjoyed that. A solid set as well. The Mania Elites, WrestleMania, brand new Mania Elites. We talked about those this week. AEW Unrivaled Series 11, we worked through those this week. We did our top 5 video of The Fiend this week. Very timely with Bray Wyatt's return to action. Figured, hey, it's the spooky season. You got to return. Let's do The Fiend top 5. So we did that this week. Of course, our Tuesday staple, Jack's Classic Superstars video. We did a little unboxing. I believe we're in Series 6 right now on traditional YouTube. That's one of those things where you can be watching January's video right now on the Patreon. So you can get way ahead on that. We did a CM Punk Ringside Collectible exclusive. We did the Tony Schiavone Ringside Collectible exclusive. And you guys know all these wrestling figures you can get at Ringside. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. We also did this week a lot of G.I. Joe videos. We did the G.I. Joe 3-pack of Vipers, the fan channel exclusive. We did the Crimson Twins, Zaymont and Tomax. We unboxed those guys. We unboxed Sergeant Stalker. So a lot of good G.I. Joe stuff here on the channel. And some He-Man. We unboxed the brand new Origin Waves from He-Man. And then that brand new He-Man 40th anniversary figure that's hitting the Walmarts and Targets right now. I say it in the video, in the review. I say this is the perfect He-Man for people that don't collect He-Man but want representation of one He-Man in their collection. That's something I can see a lot of people getting. I can see that being on a lot of office desks across the country right now. Well, not right now, but you know, before it's all said and done, I think that's a perfect one for people to get. So we did a lot of He-Man this week here on the channel. We did a little bit of Marvel Legends. I've got that Lizard unboxing. We'll get to that on the channel. It is up on Patreon. I've been up there for about a week. That is a sleeper figure, that Marvel Legends Lizard. And I do a little business hat talk at the beginning of that about shipping practices. And I think it's something a lot of collectors, a lot of people that complain all the time, really need to take that step back and really listen to that video for about 4 minutes on that one. So you guys will see that eventually. Like I said, it's on Patreon. But we did do the Target exclusive Spider-Man Noir and Spider-Ham unboxing. So I like that one way more than I thought I would. I was prepared to really dump all over that figure, and it really did win me over. That is a fabulous figure. I really did enjoy that one. So a lot of stuff. And of course, we also, we got more videos we did on the channel this week. Marvel Legends Apocalypse Retro card. Oh boy, you guys know I love Apocalypse. So I was very happy to get that in the collection this week. We got the 4 Horsemen Headless Horseman. Hopefully you checked out that video. What a cool surprise drop. You know, nobody knew that was coming until like Friday, Saturday, about a week ago. And then there it was on our doorsteps a week later. That is some toy excitement. We don't get a lot of stuff like that in the toy news anymore. There's very, very few things that come out without a bunch of publicity or solicitations. It was just bam, bam, here it is. You can order it at your door a week later. How cool is that? How fun was that? And it fits well because it is the Halloween season, so very cool to get that Headless Horseman figure through the door. Check out that review on the channel. And then we did our weekly figure hunt. The fall figure hunt. Fall has begun in my neck of the woods. Getting to be a little bit cooler. I'm still rocking the shorts, trying to hold on as long as I can, but I'm putting the hoodies on over that. But we'll get there. Winter will be here before you know it. And then, just things fall off the wagon once winter comes around the upper Midwest, as you guys maybe are aware there. But that's it. There's a lot of stuff going on the channel this week. A lot of stuff going on. Tons and tons of videos. Tons of early videos on the Patreon. Some cool stuff upcoming here. A week from today, if you're watching this on Saturday, I'll be headed to Chicago with good old David C. Anderson. We're headed to Chicago. We're going to the Kane County Toy Show, so we will be there. I'm not sure what hours we're going to be there, but it took us about 2 hours to walk the whole thing last time. I'm expecting about the same thing, kind of a whirlwind trip up and down, but we're going to see what's going on. We'll see what we can find at the old Kane County Toy Show, but that is coming up very soon. I'm excited about that, as you guys can imagine. But let's get into the action figure news of the week. What is going on out there? What are the new toys? And of course, we do have a giveaway. Should we get after the giveaway right now? I did get this on... what was this? Last week's weekly purchases, something like that. I think is where I got this, but it was part of my South Dakota toy hunt adventure. I found this Cody Rhodes. I found 2 of them. We'll give the other one away sometime on the channel as well. But for $5, I said, I'm just going to give this away to a follower of one of my social medias. And I decided to go with Twitter on this one. So hopefully you guys are following me on Twitter, SirPaul64, over there at Twitter, of course. Make sure you're following it. You don't want to miss a video. Post a lot of hot deals, hot links, hot off the truck things like that. So make sure you're following on Twitter. But I said I'll give this away free of charge. All you had to do was subscribe to my YouTube channel, this very channel. You had to retweet the post and all that kind of stuff and follow me on Twitter. And the winner was Luke. So Luke, you're the winner here. You can see him on screenshot. Hit me up on all social media, Luke. I'll get your address and I'll send this to you this week. So Luke, thank you for supporting the channel. All that kind of fun stuff. You never know what kind of giveaways we're going to do, and we do giveaways on, of course, the Patreon every single month. And this month, for October, we got 2 different giveaways going on. We got the brand new Rey Mysterio Top Picks. We got the Rey Mysterio Greatest Hits Series 1. That is one giveaway. And then we got a He-Man and Skeletor figure, a deluxe edition to give away. So make sure you're a Patreon member. It pays to be a Patreon member in some ways, if you win, I guess. And hey, you get a ton of free content out of that as well. I wouldn't say free, but pretty good value, I think, out there. But the Patreon, the place to be. And thank you, Luke. You did win the Cody Rhodes. Now let's dive into the news this week, and this week is all about Masters of the Universe. We got a few other things, but they really stole the show at the top of the news feed here, as of course Eternia, the worst kept secret in the world, finally went up for pre-order this week, and of course we need to get 5,000 backers to get this thing funded. Now, funny, interesting note, caveat, Easter egg, whatever you want to call it, the original Eternia playset way back in the day, they only made 4,000 of those. Only 4,000 were made because guess what? It was too big. It didn't sell at that price point. It didn't sell at retail very well. And He-Man was kind of this dying days of the line, we'll call it there. So they need 5,000 this go around. Of course, if you back within week 1, so you got till about Wednesday of next week, depending when you're watching this. If you back during week 1, you get the King Grayskull exclusive early bird figure. As usual with these things, if you're thinking about backing this, why would you not back it week 1? This would be the time to get it. I guess finances could be something. I guess that could hold you back. I understand that as well. But boy, back during the first week, get that King Grayskull. Even if you don't want that King Grayskull, guess what? You can probably sell that thing for $75, $100 after this is back and get some of your money back. So strongly recommended if you're on the fence, back it now so at least you get that King Grayskull figure as a throw-in. But I do think this will fund, and as of currently right now, we're at 70%. And today, of course, Friday, traditionally payday for a lot of people. Next Friday, traditionally payday for a lot of people. I got to think we'll be well over the 5,000 by a week from Friday. We'll see what happens there. But I think we'll see a lot of movement here Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Probably hit the goal by the end of the weekend. Very, very cool. It is a big play set. There's not going to be a lot of room for a lot of people's collection. I've got a great idea of what I'm going to do with this. I'm very excited to get it in my collection, and I got some big ideas. So more on that, I guess, when it comes. But you're talking 4 foot by 3 feet. This is a big play set. Very cool, though. A lot of grail pieces for a lot of He-Man collectors. It wasn't even on my radar. I was more radared towards the USS Flag at the time of the original Eternia release back in the day. But still going to be really cool. Of course, you can have the pillars, the Grayskull, and the Snake Mountain on its side of it. You can build a true world-building thing. You're going to need a big table, and that's kind of my plan there. But man, oh man, is this pretty cool. Like I said, you need 5,000 backers, and of course with these, there's always stretch goals. 8,000 backers, you're going to get the Moat Monster. I don't know if that's the greatest incentive there. It is cool to get a little articulated figure, this Moat Monster, part of the old school. I think it was built into the sculpt. This time it's an actual figure. It's cool enough. Is it 8,000 cool? I don't know, but I do feel this will hit. I feel in my gut that this will hit at least 8,000. I think 10,000 is where it's going to be around. I quite possibly think it could be between 10 and 11,000 is where this ends up at. We'll see what happens. We got a ways to go. As Jerry Reed would say, we've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Exactly right. He is exactly right. But we'll get there. I'm thinking between 10 and 11,000 backers. That's my guesstimate here. But I also thought the HasLab would just squeak by at 9,000 for the Ghost Rider. It doesn't look like that's happening. It feels like, as we talked about last week, weekly purchases, it's the cool thing to just dump on that and be against that. I'm not against it. I'm not against anything. You like what you like, you don't what you don't. I just give my thoughts and my opinion from what I am, and I'm only one man's opinion. I'm not the verdict. I'm not the gospel. It's just my thoughts, and my thoughts are no better than anybody else's thoughts. It's just one man's opinion on his YouTube channel. That's all it is. But I did think that thing would squeak by at 9,000. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, though, for that one. This one I do think is going to happen, and I guarantee there were some people that were back in that HasLab that also collect He-Man that said, okay, now I'm out of this. I'm moving over to this, because the one thing about this Eternia, it's really, they say 550. It's really closer to 650 when you add shipping, taxes, all that kind of stuff. So it is a big, big pricey play set. A very, very smart, I think, of Mattel to get it out this time of year. I think it almost would have been smarter to wait an extra month, but at the same time, maybe not. I guess it could have really went both ways, because Christmas is right around the corner. This could be a great Christmas gift. You say, hey, here's your Christmas gift. You'll get it in a year or so, or even 18 months, whatever it's going to be. So that's kind of two ways to go, but also you put it at Christmas, then a lot of people don't have the funds around Christmas time because they're buying presents for other people. What are you doing buying presents for me? I need a present just for me, the Eternia playset, but that's the way it goes. So probably a good window right here. It'll be interesting if there's any other crowdfunding projects that span around this thing. I know we're anxiously awaiting the next WWE one, and my recommendations from the get-go. We talked ad nauseum about that new generation ring. We did 2 separate videos on that. You got to release that at a time nothing else is going on, and I still believe the Mattel team, you need to do the crowd starter around WrestleMania. That's the epicenter of wrestling. People are paying attention WrestleMania weekend around that time. That's when the next crowdfunding project from Mattel Wrestling should be. I strongly, strongly believe that. Hopefully that is the case, because I think all of our wallets would like a break till about Mania season next year. But we talked about it, 8,000K backers, 10,000 backers. You get Keklar, leader of the elders. No idea. I know this is a very, very deep cut, and that's a deeper cut than me, but very cool to get one of the elders, I guess. But this isn't, Man-at-Arms you're getting. This isn't a big major character, which it shouldn't be at the same time, but how many people are wanting this? How many said, oh, that's the figure I've been waiting for? How dare they? Probably nobody. But it is cool. It is cool to get things built on. Who knows? Will they add more tiers later on? If this thing skyrockets by a week from Friday, it's at like 11,000. Will they say, hey, guess what? We're going to put one at 13,000. Stranger things have happened. It's very possible. But I do think it will go very well. November 9th is the end of the crowdfunding. Like I said, back at week 1 or forever hold your peace is what I say. But technically you can go till November 9th if you want to get in late for your finances, whatever it may be. But very, very cool. Things like this are really cool. And I know there's a lot of naysayers out there, and I'm not going to beat it to death with the business talk and all that. But a lot of people are saying, why would Mattel? They're a billion-dollar corporation. Why do they got to fund this? They don't, but this is a way to get things to the market, because guess what? They have plans, they have budgets, they have stockholders, they have things they have to hold to. This is something ancillary. This is something above and beyond, where basically the stockholders say, hey, if you can get this, great. If not, you're not going to do it. And it is a way to keep things honest, keep them there. It's just, I get it. It feels like we should be able to get this for free because they're such a big company. That's just not the way business works. This is a little bit of a love letter from the Masters Universe team, giving the fans something special that they normally would not get. A lot of people are saying, put it at retail, it would be cheaper. Not necessarily that it would be cheaper at retail. you got to think from a retailer's point of view. We always hear big play sets don't have a home at retail anymore because there's no big Toys R Us's. There's no Children's Palace. There's not a Venture, a Walmart, a Target. There's not a bunch of different stores. You're basically stuck to Walmart and Target. Maybe a Costco or Sam's Club would take this, but guess what? There's not very many Costco and Sam's Clubs in the world. You have to be a member. That would have to be a heck of a lot more units to get your return. And guess what? They don't work with quite the same margins that Walmart and Targets work with. So you're looking at Walmart and Target. How do you get this on a shelf? It's going to be huge. It's going to take up a 4-foot space almost. Well, guess what? That shelf space is not free. It is not free to get shelf space. There is a lot that goes into that. And you put an Eternia playset, a huge playset like that on the shelf, or a pallet, guess what? It's stopping other things that could be there. Things that are probably a lot cheaper that can move and turn and burn at retail a lot faster. Because let's be honest, this thing, Eternia, it's not for everybody. Even people that love Masters of the Universe, not everybody has $600, or let's say it was even $500 at normal retail. They don't have that. It is not going to turn and burn. You might sell 2 or 3 a month. Guess what? There's Target stores, Walmart stores that aren't so hot, that don't sell as much product. They might not even turn 1. And then all of a sudden you got to discount that thing after the holidays. It becomes a burden. It becomes a liability. We've talked about that on the channel a lot, especially after Christmas. All those extra toys after Christmas, that is a liability. They got to get some kind of money out of that because nothing sells in January, February. And you think if people aren't buying this at $600, $500, whatever at retail during Christmas, you think they're going to buy it in January, February at that price? Absolutely not. So I don't see any way, any world this could get to retail. It's easy to say Mattel's a big company, they should be able to do it. Well, everybody has profits, losses, stockholders, things like that they have to. It's just fun to beat up on the big companies. I get it. I understand how it goes. I work for a major company. I work for in our industry, we're the biggest in the world, and we get beat up. I get beat on personally. Personally, I get beat up. I get phone calls, people yelling at me, screaming about pricing and things like that. It is not about these companies. We're trying to make a profit because guess what? We're not a non-profit, just like Mattel. And it is tough. Everybody's like, well, some costs have went down, fuels went down. Yeah, but guess what? Employees are still through the roof. Healthcare, my healthcare just went up. Things like that. There's all those other things that you got to pay for, and that's what you got to look at when you look at something like this. So I don't want to ramble too much. I know some people I've heard they don't like the business hat talk, but there's just very, very difficult to get this. And that, like I said, the planogram space, to get that much retail shelf space, that is an arm and a leg that would probably keep it at $600 price point if you think about it. So we should really be happy. We should be ecstatic that Mattel, Hasbro, these companies are doing things like this for the hardcore fans, because let's be honest, these are only for the hardcore fans. Not everybody has the internet. Not everybody follows these things. We're getting an opportunity to get this, and as I always say on the channel, I've been saying it for 2 years, you vote with your wallet. You want it, pick it up. You don't want it, don't pick it up. That's what sends the message to Hasbro, Mattel, whoever we're talking about. So there you go. That's a little Eternia talk, a lot of Eternia talk, but there was more He-Man talk this week. They had a big 40th anniversary gala event. My card must have been lost in the mail, and I'm sure a lot of other people's as well, but very, very cool. You can check out Pixel Dan. There's a lot of places online. I think New Eternia, they have all the breakdown. Those people were there. They got to see it firsthand, but of course we did see some pictures. Snake Mountain finally coming. A lot of people saying, when are we getting Snake Mountain? What's up with Snake Mountain? To me, it'll be interesting to see when Snake Mountain goes to retail shelves. You got to think this is going to go to retail, but guess what? Castle Grayskull, just like what we talked about before, how many Targets? I personally picked one up for $28 at my Target on clearance. You couldn't move the big project, the big items like Castle Grayskull. Snake Mountain might have some of that same fate. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a Mattel Creations exclusive, Big Bad Toy Store Entertainment Earth exclusive. Maybe it'll go to Walmart Targets, select Walmart Targets like Grayskull did. We'll see what happens there, but you can't have Grayskull without Snake Mountain. Snake Mountain, one of my favorite childhood play sets. Really happy to get that. You're going to have Grayskull here, Snake Mountain here, Eternia right here. Man, oh man, we're living the dream here in 2022 into 2023, but Snake Mountain is coming. They said it's a production sample. It's not quite done yet. We'll see what the final version looks like. We'll see what the price point looks like. Got to think it's going to be like $139, $129, something like that, maybe $119. And then you can wait for a deal like Grayskull if you need to. But we also saw a few other things. We saw some of the Mattel Creation exclusives that are coming, and I scratched my head a little bit on this one. We saw Skeletor, apparently a German anti-Eternia He-Man we've seen before. That's a really cool one, all in black, of course. Well, apparently this is from the same vein in the German kind of audiobook type things they had over there in Germany. So they apparently had Skeletor. deepest cuts here. I've never even heard of it, but a perfect one for Mattel Creations, and an easy cash grab for Mattel, just changing the colors. That's all they're doing once again. So Skeletor is coming. Frogmonger is coming. I like the looks of this guy. This looks pretty cool, but once again, another deep cut most people have never ever heard of, so I'm all in on that one. And then we saw one I've been clamoring for. You guys knew I wanted Mecha. We got him coming with the Ground Ripper, and now we got Mossman. Finally, a flocked Mossman coming. Looks like he's going to be a Walmart exclusive. Apparently, Walmart's got some exclusivity when it comes to flocking, apparently, as we got the flocked Panther from them as well, as you guys know. But Mossman's coming. A very interesting head sculpt on Mossman. I couldn't help, the first time I saw this, I thought of that meme of that guy just like gritting and bearing it, basically. That's what it looked like to me, and that's how he looked, Mossman here. So we'll see how that ends up shaking out with old Mossman. But I'm excited. That's one of my most wanted ones. It will be, like I said, a Walmart exclusive, so we'll see how that comes. We're turning over to the Masterverse line. We got Man-at-Arms, a deluxe one from the Netflix series. Some people might not be for this. Man-at-Arms, one of my favorites. I really liked him in that series. I'm obviously a completionist of this line, so I'll be picking it up, but I'm excited for this one. I'm not sure if it feels totally deluxe. I guess we'll see once we get it in hand if it really does feel like a deluxe figure. We also saw, we knew New Adventures He-Man figure was coming. I think that already went up for pre-order. But also the New Adventures Skeletor is coming. So you got to have both of those. That is the worst era of He-Man, for me at least. For me, maybe not you. But we have to have that Skeletor to match that He-Man. So that is coming down the line. So we'll see where that goes. So a lot of Masters of the Universe this week here. Talking about it on the channel. A lot of stuff coming out. If you're a Masters fan, man, going to be a good year in 2023. We'll see how long these lines go. Will they carry on forever? We'll see. Will it be the new Star Wars? We'll just keep getting them forever? I don't know what'll happen, but we'll see what happens. But then we turn our attention to Super 7, Thundercats. So kind of in the same vein. I always felt like He-Man and Thundercats were kind of, not in the same universe, but very similar in a lot of ways. But we did see Thundercats Series 7. We talked a little bit about it last week. Well, it's officially up for pre-sale. Entertainment Earth, of course. You can get free shipping over $39. Discount code Kyle saves you 10% when they do go in stock. That's one thing I'm taking advantage of. I'm not pre-ordering as much stuff as I used to. I just look every single day at the Hot Off the Truck Entertainment Earth. They have a section of site, Hot Off the Truck. All the new stuff goes in there, and guess what? You can swoop in, use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. That's what I'll probably do with these as well a year from now when they do come out. But we got Mongor coming. That's going to be the best one of that set by far. I'm excited for that one. That thing just screams heavy metal. It looks like it would be in a Cloven Hoof concert or something like that. But love Mongor. He looks good. Willa, a human figure. Not really looking for humans in this line, but it is what it is. Rataro, another really good-looking mutant. All in on Rataro there. And then we're getting Snarf finally. A lot of people want Snarf, but boy, I want to see more on this Snarf because $55, he's the same price as some of these others. That just hurts a little bit. I felt like he should be an accessory or maybe a cheaper, or do a deluxe one. You know, some of these deluxe ones are like $75. Let's make a deluxe pack with Wily Kit, Wily Cat, and Snarf, the three of them in a pack. Make that be $75 because $55 for Snarf just does not feel right. I don't know. We'll see once we get a little better glamour shots, things like that coming out, but for me, it just feels a little rough, and I'm sure I'm not the only one on that one. But I'm excited. I do enjoy the Thundercats line. I know a lot of people don't like Super 7 figures. I personally do, but I'm not sitting here playing with them, doing stuff like that. I'm displaying them, so it's a little different aspect. Some people complain about the articulation. I don't necessarily need the articulation like some do, but to each their own, as we always say. We talked about them last week, but of course, Neca, they gave us the nice glamour shots this week. The Munsters, the brand new Munsters movie. It's currently on Netflix and other places, I'm sure. We got some glamour shots from Neca. I know not everybody liked that movie. I thought it was okay. I'm never going to watch it again, but for the hour and a half I spent while I was editing a video or whatever I was doing, it worked out for me. I enjoyed it, and I think I will buy these figures. They look really, really good, and they might go in my monster display area that I'm kind of working on right now, so I'm all in on that. Saw a couple of other things this week. We talk about Knucklebone statues from time to time. Last week, we actually talked about the brand new Black Sabbath 4-pack that's coming out. I said I was passing on that. I got to really pick and choose on these. I don't have a lot of room, but this is one I'm going to have to get. It is Phil Lynott, of course, of Thin Lizzy. You Europeans, you guys know your Thin Lizzy, and some of you Americans do. A lot of us Americans, they were just all the boys in Back in Town and Jailbreak, but man, they have so many better songs than that. It's such a great catalog. Very, very cool band, Thin Lizzy. If you don't know your Thin Lizzy, check him out. I'm excited for this statue, so I got to get this Phil statue. I'm going to stick him up there with Lemmy. It's all going to be right in my display world with that one coming out. So wanted to make mention of that really quick. A little wrestling news, pretty quiet on the wrestling front, and if you guys have seen on the channel, bombarded with figures. Ringside Collectibles had so much stuff ship in the last 3 weeks. How much stuff have we unboxed on the channel? I think we're at like 70 wrestlers, brand new wrestlers over the last month or so. It has just been absolutely insane, and I think we're going to see a little downturn. We're going to see a little gap, a little slowdown, which is okay. We got to collect our thoughts a little bit here, and of course, I got a ton, and I'm talking about a ton. Top 5, top 10 year-end lists. Those are right around the corner. You're going to start getting the pen to paper on some of these. Start having those videos in November, December, maybe even to early January with some of those. So stay tuned for those. Start getting your list together. I'll ask for them in the comments below. But a little wrestling news this week. 11/11, November 11th. The Ultimate Edition Coliseum Collection Mattel Creations Hulk Hogan Terry Funk 2-pack goes for sale. Can't wait to get that. I'm going to have to probably get multiples of these. I'm thinking I might need 3 sets of these because I need a mint on card set, a loose set, and I need at least one more Terry Funk. I just need one more. So we'll see. But those are coming up. Sounds like it's not going to be crazy, no holds barred, sell out immediately. But it's going to be a little bit more limited. And I'm excited about this Coliseum collection. It sounds like we're going to get a lot of those LJN characters that we knew and loved back in the day that maybe wouldn't go to retail so well, but we can get them in here. You got to think there's going to be an Andre the Giant Ultimate with a Big John stud. There's a little 2-pack action right there. Could we get a Roddy Piper with Adrian Adonis maybe? How about that? If not Adrian, I could see them giving us an Ultimate Edition Roddy Piper with an Ultimate Edition Cowboy Bob Orton. You got to think there's going to be a giant star and maybe a lesser star in all these packs going forward. That way you can get the Bob Orton to the Ultimate line, but you make them buy the Roddy Piper to get that Bob Orton because Bob's just not going to... He didn't sell as a legend very well, as we know. He's not going to sell as an Ultimate, so you got to pack him with somebody like a Piper. And that makes sense to me. That's good business decision there on Mattel's part. But that is coming. The final little wrestling news this week is Andre the Giant, of course, Zombie Sailor Series 2 coming. It's very interesting. There's Zombie Sailor. A lot of people a little frustrated with a lot of these companies. Cella Toys, another one, people are frustrated. And it sounds like the rumors are Cella's kind of going away. Maybe they're transferring some stuff over to figure collections. I don't know. I don't know if there's been an official announcement yet, but I think Cella might be on its last legs from the sound of things. We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. But we saw Andre the Giant on card from Zombie Sailor. The end of this month, Series 2 will be up for pre-order. Expect, the usual 14 to 18 months wait after you pre-order. So do you want him sitting on your money that long? You can only answer that question, of course. And then another one that was really interesting, if you watch my figure hunts, I don't complain about price increases as much as some other channels probably, or some other people, because I feel like I understand the reasons for a lot of the price increases, maybe because it's really easy to complain about something, but I always try to investigate the whole story, and you got to do that, especially these price increases. And somebody that lives it every single day, that's fighting those battles, I understand both sides of it, but I also understand from being a company, all the expenses that are in there, and that's no different than any other company right now. But I have been complaining pretty vocally in my figure hunt videos about the brand new Deluxe Edition Mandalorian that is starting to hit targets right now. I talked about it in my figure hunting video this week. There was 5 of my stores. They are jam-packed. They have not sold one of those figures in a week because they're $38.99. Are you kidding me? It's basically the same Mandalorian with a Grogu, a couple of differences, of course, and then you get a little creature from the episode. So is that $38.99 worthy when just like 3 months ago, that would have been like $22.99, $24.99, all of a sudden it's $38.99. There is no way. I absolutely refuse to purchase it. $29.99 would be my limit on that one, but I'm very happy to see. I saw Yak Face post, I think it was Thursday they posted this picture, that, hey, it's down to $19.98 in clearance on some stores, and I think everybody's going to have that at clearance. That's when I'm going to swoop in. I was going to do it at $29.99. Guess what? I've seen $19.98. $19.98 is where I'm headed for. I will buy it if I see it at that price or below. But you just can't. There's got to be limitations on these price increases. And this one is the hardest one. I don't even know how you would justify it because it's basically a re-release of figures we've had a million times. You've got your money out of the mold. We got our money. You add that new creature. Is that new creature $15? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So that's an interesting one, and that's one voting for the wallet. I think Target has already seen it. This just came out a week ago, and it's already going to clearance. That tells you something. That really does tell you something. And then we're going to finish it. We're going to finish this week's weekly purchases, toy news part of weekly purchases here. We're going to finish this off with a little more He-Man. And then we're going to talk Mondo He-Man. And this one is a knife to the heart because I'm dabbling in those Mondo figures. You guys saw me unbox Hordak on the channel. I have She-Ra on order. I have He-Man Battle Armor coming. And I knew this was coming. I just was hoping it didn't come at the same time as Eternia. But the Deluxe Battle Cat. You got to have Battle Cat if you got He-Man. But it looks like he's going to be $500. You're going to have like 2 days to purchase him. Man, oh man, that is rough. The same time as Eternia, making a lot of people choose. And they say, well, it's different collector bases. Well, at the end of the day, it's both Masters of the Universe. There is people like me that dabble in both, but I understand what they're saying. This is very, very high-end collectible. This is more Eternia. It is high-end collectible. It's $600. It's over $600. It's a high-end collectible, but it is different. It is a different animal for sure. No pun intended with Battle Cat, but man, that hurts. But I'm going to figure out a way to do it. I've got to get that Battle Cat. It just sucks. It sucks this time of year getting that stuff so close to the holidays as well. But this thing looks amazing. So stay tuned. The end of October, it will go up for pre-order. So there it is. There's the toy news of the week. A lot of stuff to cover, of course. Let's hit up the old album of the week. And I'm pretty excited because after I get done filming this, and tomorrow, Saturday, when you're watching this, most likely, Clutch, my favorite touring band right now, Clutch, of course. Been a Clutch fan for 20-some years. They are coming to town. They're coming like 5 miles from my house. Absolutely love it when I don't have to travel to a Clutch show. I can just see it in the confines of my own city. So that is really cool. Going to see Clutch this weekend. Hopefully you're seeing Clutch if they're on tour in your way. So all in on some Clutch shows. But album of the week this week, Ginger Wildheart and the Sinners. I've talked about Ginger Wildheart in the past here. A lot of Americans don't know him. A lot of people in North America. He pretty much stays over in the UK. But of course, he was the lead singer of the Wildhearts. If you've never checked out the Wildhearts, man, check them out. I'd never heard of the Wildhearts until they opened up for the Darkness on their first ever United States show. I was there, and it was amazing. The Wildhearts won me over that night. Been a fan ever since. Ginger Wildheart, very prolific. Lots of albums, tons of albums. But this new one's really interesting. It's almost like I don't know how you classify it. I almost want to say like Waylon Jennings, if Ginger Wildheart was Waylon Jennings, but it's not as rock and rollin'. There is a lot of rock and roll to it, but it's almost like outlaw country rock and roll. It's just quite the sound. I listened to that twice this week. I really did enjoy it. Really a nice change of pace. So check out Ginger Wildheart and the Sinners, that new album. And if you don't want to check out that, check out Earth vs. the Wildheart. So many good Wildheart albums. That might be more heavy metal cred there, but very, very cool albums of the week this week. So check those guys out. And check out Clutch if they're in your area. So without further ado, let's get down to it. Let's take a look at all the weekly purchases. All right, let's get down to it. Let's get down to the old weekly purchases, and there might be a change with weekly purchases this very video every single Saturday. You guys sound off in the comments, and also I have a poll on my YouTube community page, so go to my YouTube channel, go to the community tab, you can see the poll there. But I was thinking every Friday it's a standard, every Thursday really, it's a standard with the top 5 list. Friday is a standard with, of course, the weekly figure hunt. Saturdays has always been weekly purchases, but what do you guys think? Do we want to split up weekly purchases video? Do I want to have a video of just, here's my pickups for the week, here's what I picked up, and then a separate video with just the toy news of the week, maybe album of the week we can put back and forth between the two. Maybe I split these videos up because I know some people say, hey, you should do them separately. Some people like them together, of course. You're never going to please everybody. But I asked the question like 2 years ago, would you rather see them together or separate? 2 years ago, they said, hey, keep them together. Now is it time to split them up? Do we do a weekly news video that'll be 20 to 30 minutes long and a weekly purchases video that's 20 to 30 minutes long? Sound off on that. Maybe the news is on Saturday and the pickups are on Sunday. So you'd have, Thursday top 5, Friday figure hunt, Saturday toy news for the week, Sunday all the weekly purchases. I don't know. You guys sound off. You guys let me know in that poll. Sound off in the comments down below. But I was thinking maybe we split them up. It might be better for viewers. I don't know. You guys tell me. But let's get after it. Let's take a look at the weekly purchases. A big, big week. Of course, Target had their huge sale. It's funny. I talked about it last week. I said, Target's going to do these. Well, they did them early. This week, spend $100 on toys, get a $25 off. Spend $50, get $10 off. Guess what? You could do that unlimited times. It wasn't just one and done. I went into my Target online orders. I basically canceled everything, reordered it, got money back. Went to the store, picked up things, got money back. Took some stuff back that I purchased a couple weeks ago, bought them again, got money back. Got to get a deal. It took a little bit of work, but man, I just saved like $300 and some this week just by having that. So I really do appreciate Target doing stuff like that, and I think you'll see more of that than ever before. We've talked about it ad nauseum. There's so much new inventory coming to the stores. They got to clear that stuff out because they got even more inventory coming for Christmas and stuff, and things aren't moving as fast as they used to. Go on a figure hunt. You see my figure hunts. Stuff that used to fly off the shelves is starting to sit. It's starting to pile up, and I don't know. I don't know what that means. I know what it means. Come 2024, these retailers, Walmart, Targets of the world, they're going to cut back on their inventory. The Legends line that we're used to just swimming, going down to clearance, guess what? That's not going to happen next year. It's going to get back to the old times where everything sells out and we're fighting for it. It's a natural cycle things go through, and that's what it's going to happen next year. So more on that, I guess, when it comes. Let's get down to the weekly purchases. Let's start it off, and I'm trying to think, where do I start? Let's start with AEW. Of course, Target had a big sale, but Amazon did as well. It was Prime Week. There were some deals to be had. Kyle swooped in on a deal, $17. I got an extra copy of this one. I'm either going to keep this mint box because I have most of the exclusives. I said I'm not going to be a completionist on the Amazon ones, but this is a nice one. This is a really good one. But I do know eventually we're going to get a Supreme Chris Jericho. And as we've seen with most of these Supremes, you need an extra body because they give you the legs but not an extra torso. Things like this, hot deals like this, buy in advance. Young Bucks, there's a lot of cheap Young Bucks figures. We know there's Supremes of them coming out. Get that extra body, you can do that. And that's what I'm going to do. I might use this Jericho body for a Supreme when it comes out. You know there's going to be a Supreme Jericho. There's no way they're not going to do that someday. So we got that. And speaking of Supremes, finally this week, after ordering for online pickup from 2 different Walmarts and getting it canceled on me, I did finally get this through Walmart online. They shipped it within 2 days. I think I ordered it Sunday and it came Tuesday morning. So very happy to have this Cody Supreme Walmart edition. We'll unbox this on the channel. We'll compare it with the other one a little bit. Not a ton of difference, but enough to be dangerous. So I did get the Supreme Cody Rhodes. You can check out the other video back in the day on the channel if you want to search that out. And then I did get another Cody Rhodes, very cheap for retail, I guess. I got this because it's going to go with this Cody Rhodes. As we know, there's 2 bodies here. I'm going to need this torso to blend that out. So just like I was saying with the Jericho, that's what I'm going to do with that Cody Rhodes. So very cool to get Cody Supreme through the door this week. And the hits keep on coming. I did get one of the clearance Stacy Keibler figures down to $10.99 in my area. Some of you guys might have more Stacy's than my area does. You might be able to get her on $5.99, $7.99. Long game might win you on that. But I got an extra Stacy Keibler for one reason, and I already made the custom right here. I've been laying in the weeds, waiting for the day it went to clearance, and I made a Stephanie McMahon custom, and it was pretty easy custom. It's the Miss Hancock Stacy Keibler body. You pop the head off, and then, of course, if you had the Milk-O-Mania 2-pack, the Kurt Angle Stephanie McMahon pack, Ringside Collectible exclusive back in the day. Of course, we got 2 Stephanie McMahon heads. That body, used the wet milked hair Stephanie on that one. The extra head, it's just sitting in a baggie. Might as well pull that out, grabbed it, put it on this one, so we got more of a general manager type Stephanie McMahon. So a very, very easy to do custom. Had to do that this week, and that's why I got this Stacy Keibler to do that with. All right, got another one. Very excited to get this one here, and my dad will be coming over. See if I can get him over this weekend, as we got a couple of videos to film, and it is Halloween season, so we got a few things. But I did get the Neca Mummy Accessory set in the mail, so we got the Mummy's Tomb. I still have the black and white Mummy to unbox. We'll probably unbox those together. My dad will be here. We'll do that. I know some of you guys enjoy my dad's videos with me. Got a couple other videos while he's over, see if we can knock those out as well for the Halloween season. Trying to have some spooky videos this month. But very happy to have this one done. Now we're waiting for the Frankenstein accessory set. We'll have the Dracula accessory set. There's a lot of NECA Universal Monster stuff to come on the channel over the next year or so. So there you go. We talked about Amazon a little bit. I did get a second version of this. Now, I had a bunch of credit card points. I have an Amazon credit card that gets you 5% back on everything you buy. You get points, all that kind of stuff. And I ended up getting this free with my points. So I said, you know what? I was on the fence. Then it was on sale. It was like $5 cheaper. So I said, you know what? I'm pulling the trigger. I'm going to get an extra one. I don't need any more Cobra Vipers. So I got 2 sets of this. Hopefully you checked out that review on the channel this week. I did unbox that earlier in the week. So look at that video if you want. But I got my second set there. I'm off to the races. I did get some stuff from Zavi this week. Yes, Zavi, use discount code Kyle Peterson to save yourself 10%. I did pick up DC McFarlane. I'm not really well versed in this set, but I'm in the spooky season. It's in the Halloween season. I'm looking for creepy figures, and that's exactly what I got here. I got Deathstorm. There it is. There's old Deathstorm. This is part of the Atrocitus. Probably butchered that name. Build-A-Figure wave, but Atrocitus. Got Deathstorm right there. We got the Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner. What a name, Kyle Rayner. I love Green Lantern, so I was looking at just getting him, but the math checked out. I used my own discount code to get a deal. It all worked out. So I got Kyle Rayner. We got Batman, of course, a very zombie-like Batman right there. So we got Batman. And the hits keep on coming. We don't end here. We got one more. We got the Black Lantern Superman. So we're going to build Atrocitus. I don't know if I'll do this in 2 videos or 1 video. We'll get it figured out. But I did get these. Of course, like I said, from Zavi. Use discount code Kyle Peterson to save yourself 10%. Possibly the deal of the week, and if you saw my figure hunting video, you did see this. I did find this in the clearance aisle, and it was $20, half off. Now, a lot of times I buy these Spawn figures right away because I love Spawn, but I'm not a huge fan of Magna Spawn. Magna Spawn is just, manga Spawn, whatever you want to call it. Just not a big fan of the look and presentation of this one. But for half off, I said, okay, $20, that feels a little bit better. Yes, it's deluxe. It should be more than the $20 figures, but man, I'll take it when I can get it. So got to get a deal. And then I got this paired with that $50 off. I got Stacy Keebler. I got some other stuff. Ended up getting $10 off this. So I really feel like I paid $9.99. It's all about justification. Justify it to yourself. But I did get this one. He is a big boy. Definitely not going to be my favorite Spawn figure ever, but for the price, really couldn't beat it. So I did pick him up at Target this week. As you guys saw in my figure hunt video, we had Emma there. She read a book to everybody so she can read. Oh boy, good old Emma. What a reader, what a reader. So I'm looking around. That's good. That's wave 1 of weekly purchases. Let me get some more stuff over here and we'll be back with wave 2 of weekly purchases. All right, let's bring it home with round 2 of weekly purchases. And of course, this week we got the Headless Horseman. I talked about it a little earlier. We already unboxed this on the channel, but really a next level toy here from the Mythic Legion's crew, the 4 Horsemen as well. Check out the video. Very, very cool for Halloween. I always love these Halloween themed unboxings and stuff like this. Fits right in there at home. Very, very cool packaging. Very just cool all around. So check that video out when you get a chance. Where do we go from there? Let's go to wrestling. Got to give a shout out to good brother David C. Anderson. He helped me out with this Royal Rumble set. Of course, I had a delay at the post office on my set. He gave me his set and said, hey, when you get your set, just hand it over to me. We'll just do a trade. So what a good brother move by old David C. Anderson. Got Rey Mysterio. We got Brie Bella. We got old Damian Priest. And we got the man they call Vader. Very, very cool. Doc Hendricks Build-A-Figure set. I think as a filming, Vader's probably up on YouTube. All these guys have been on YouTube for a couple of days by the time you're watching this. So once again, go to the Patreon if you want to see all these right away. We get everything up there as fast as I possibly can. But we got old Rey, Damian Priest, Doc Hendricks, Vader, Brie Bella, and make sure you're using discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% at Ringside Collectibles. You guys know the drill on that. Wise man said, whoa, 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 stop the clock. And that's what we got to do here is I had another box of new stuff I forgot all about until I was done filming weekly purchases. So let me grab these. It is, of course, the brand new Mythic Legion set. I went all in on this set apparently over a year ago. For whatever reason, this doesn't happen to me very often, but I totally forgot I ordered this set. And that's one of those things, some of these toy companies, especially the smaller ones like the Mythic Legion's crew, you got to pre-order about a year out. And sometimes you set it and you forget it, and that's what happened to me here. Get a little army builder action right there. Very cool. Of course, these scale pretty good with your He-Man Masters Universe Classics figures. We do have that. What is this guy's name? Barbarian. Deluxe Barbarian right there. So we get a little Barbarian. Not that quite Barbarian, but a Barbarian nonetheless. Got him. What's this guy? Let's see. I don't even know their names yet. Oh, a Deluxe Dwarf. Love me a good Dwarf. Got a Deluxe Dwarf right there. And what do we got? This one here. We got a Deluxe Skeleton. Everybody loves a skeleton. There's a Deluxe one. Looking good. So I'm going to unbox these. I'm not exactly sure how. I don't think I'll unbox them all together. They're so detailed. So I don't know if I do 2 in a video or 1 on their own video. Either way, they'll probably be on Patreon for quite some time before traditional YouTube. That is my guess, at least. We're going to keep on going. We got a Deluxe Dark Templar Legion Builder. So there it is. A lot of army builders in this set here. Hits keep on coming. We got a Deluxe Goblin Legion builder, so a little Goblin action. There it is right there. And then the main event, the big one. You guys know I love the dwarf figures, but I love the giant figures as well. And we got the, what is it, the half giant Legion builder. So he's a half giant. Oh, I love a good half giant. So we got him as well. So what a set, what a big set here. A lot going on with the old Mythic Legions. A very expensive product, these Mythic Legions. I wish I could be more all in on these guys, but you know, the price point and all the other stuff I collect, it makes it really, really difficult. But between these guys and the Headless Horseman this week, living good with the old 4 Horsemen. So there it is, a little Mythic Legions back to regular edition weekly purchases. So the Royal Rumble set through the door. And of course, you guys saw me unboxing it on the channel this week. We got the WrestleMania set, WrestleMania 23. Got Mean Gene Okerlund Build-A-Figure. We got Dusty Rhodes. A lot of people not liking this Dusty Rhodes. I think a lot of people don't understand how Dusty Rhodes, some of his facial expressions he would have. Go check out WrestleMania 6. This is spot on to me. Some people saying it looks like Bobby Heenan, Pat Patterson. I mean, I get some of that. But man, this looks like Dusty Rhodes. He did these crazy facials in that match. That is a fabulous, fabulous figure. We got The Rock, of course, another Rock figure. We got the Macho King, Randy Savage. And we got Hollywood Hulk Hogan. So we unboxed all these guys on the channel this week. Make sure you're checking those videos out. Once again, Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. And the wrestling hits keep on coming. I did get Mr. T, $16.49 on clearance at Target. This is what I got. I got this. I got Stacy Keibler. I got that Manga Spawn. And we got something else for the kids. I don't remember what they bought. But anyways, I got money off when I got all that stuff once again over at Target. So very cool to get Mr. T. Playing a little that long game, trying to get the other Mr. T figures. Here's one I found in the clearance aisle. If you're not going to the clearance aisle at all your Walmart stores, and whenever I say that, people say, well, where's the clearance aisle? Well, look for the big yellow clearance sign hanging from the ceiling. Could be by the pet stuff, could be in lawn and garden, could be in the back of the store, could be in the middle of the store. Every store is a little bit different, but I always walk through that aisle on my way out of the store. You never know what you might find. One thing I found this week was acrylic pencil case holders is what they were called. But they had a bunch of these. They had like 12 of them. And I said, you know what? You know what this could work for? I turned this bad boy sideways. This is a little riser, a little stand for action figures. Look at that. They were on clearance for $1.50 piece. If you guys have seen some of my toy shelves, I use baseball card holder cases. The ones that pull together, of course, they hold 250 cards. That's what I use to stack my figures on. It's a great riser, but those things have really shot up in price. They are very expensive now, where this, you know, very, very good deal. Got to get a deal all day long, so I picked up some of these. You gotta be cagey. You gotta be like a young MacGyver sometimes and thinking, what's a different use for this than the normal use? And that's what I did. I bought a bunch of those this week. And then finally on wrestling, I'm slowly building my Jakks Deluxe Classic Superstars loose collection. I have a mint-on card set. Now I'm working on a loose one. There's just a couple more I need. I will get those hopefully soon. But I did get Series 7 Undertaker loose this week. So Undertaker, going to march him off the list right there. Going to put him over here with these elites. And then the other one I got was the Ringside Collectible exclusive Hall of Fame Ric Flair. Now I got this one fairly cheap because it is missing his robe. But guess what? About a year or so ago, I bought a lot of different classic superstars. And the Ric Flair robe was there, but not the figure, which was disappointing. But now I can marry those two together. So I got this at a cheaper price because it was missing the robe. I already have the missing robe that I got for free many years ago. Off to the races. So you got to be a little bit smart sometimes to play some of that game. So I got 2 more Deluxe Classics. Just a couple more I'm looking for loose. Hopefully I do find those fairly soon. How about a little Marvel Legends? We did get the Lizard figure. I already unboxed this on the channel. This is actually my second one. Pro tip out there, when you order from Walmart, it has to be $35 or above to get free shipping. I usually order 2 of the items. Just hold on to this one, and then I take it back next time I'm in the store. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this Lizard back, I think. Or maybe we'll use it for a giveaway. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what we'll do with this. But very cool to get Lizard, the Walmart exclusive. And like I said, this video's been up on Patreon for a week now. It'll be on traditional YouTube probably sometime this week. But definitely check this one out. I think I bring up some topics about Walmart and Hasbro and who's at fault for damaged packaging, the shipping, things like that. A little bit of a deeper talk on that in that very video, and I think it would benefit a lot of people to at least check out and hear my thoughts on it. There you go. How about a little Hasbro Pulse this week? Hasbro Pulse through the door. Got Star Wars, Bounty Hunter, Boba Fett. This was the Hasbro Pulse exclusive, or was it San Diego Comic-Con? I think it was maybe San Diego. It was San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Very interesting here. I don't know what to think about this. We'll unbox it. We'll talk about it. Very cool packaging, but I'm not sure if I'm totally sold. More to come on that one, but I did get him through the door this week. 2 more things. Got to get a deal. You guys know I have everybody else in this set. I said, you know what? I'm just missing Flash Gordon. I should pull the trigger and get it, but I got to get a deal. Found this guy for under $20 shipped on Mercari. Pulled the trigger, got Flash Gordon through the door. So pulled the trigger on that. I think that worked out good. Now I have the whole Defenders of the Earth. I always want to say Defenders of the Faith like Judas Priest, but Defenders of the Earth set there. Got Flash Gordon through the door. And then I'm looking around. I got one thing left. Looks to be the case. Got this via Amazon just randomly. I got She-Hulk, very fitting. Of course, the season finale just happened of her show on Disney+. I've actually been following along on She-Hulk. Been watching it every Thursday, and I thought the finale was horrible. I'm not a big She-Hulk comic book fan. Actually, I've never read a She-Hulk comic. So they say if you were a comic book fan, you loved the last episode. I'm not a comic book fan, so I did not love the last episode. But I did get She-Hulk through the door. When will I get the rest of the set? I'm not exactly sure. I guess we'll just wait and see, but it's always fun getting new Marvel Legends, getting the Build-A-Figures, all that kind of stuff. We have the Black Panther wave still to unbox. You might see some of that. It's already started on Patreon, but you might see some of that on the traditional YouTube this week. We'll see what happens with that. But a lot of stuff through the door, a lot more than I was anticipating this week. We'll see what happens next week. I anticipate a slower week. But when I say that, it usually goes the other way and it gets to be a big week. So we'll see what happens. But if you're going to the Clutch concert Saturday night, come say hi. Of course, don't forget to like this video. You made it this far. It always helps the channel to give the video the old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel while you're at it. Hit the old notification bell. I hear it all the time. When are you going to review this? When are you going to review that? Well, it's up on my channel. If you hit the notification bell, you get alerted to every video. Whether or not you want to watch it or not, it's up to you. But at least you won't miss a video with the old notification bell. So hit that bad boy while you're here. Don't forget to follow along on social media, SirPaul64 is where you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson, and then, of course, the Patreon. Link in the description below where you can get early access to a ton of unboxing videos. You get bonus content, monthly Q&As, dog stuff, weekly pizza reviews. There's a lot going on over there on the old Patreon, and best of all, you do support the channel when you're over at the old Patreon. So appreciate all the support over there. So there it is. That's the end of weekly purchases. Will this be the last old school weekly purchases? Will we have a new format next week? I guess there's only one way to find out. You got to subscribe to the channel. You got to check out the old poll on the community tab, all that kind of stuff. But we know what I'm doing. I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way to the Clutch concert. I'll see you guys all real soon.